I believe that homelessness is terrible. It is so unfortunate that our fellow human beings live on the streets while others have never had to worry about where their next meal would come from. I believe that every human being deserves clothing, food, water, and shelter, point blank, period. Just maybe not in my backyard, please.
I mean, I have young children. They don't need to be exposed to that lifestyle. And what if one of them accidentally stepped on a heroin needle or something? I mean, I have my family to look after. Plus, having the homeless around would tank our property value.
Okay, well, now that we're on the subject, maybe let's clear them from under street bridges. I mean, walking past people lying in sleeping bags and in tents makes me super uncomfortable.
When I walk downtown on the way to a Jays game, instead of looking around at my beautiful city, I have to keep my eyes on my feet. Imagine if I accidentally make eye contact with one of them.
Okay, if you want to know what I really think, at this point, let's put spikes on public benches. I'd rather be poked when I sit down than see someone sleeping on a bench. Our city would be a much better place if the homelessness just had a little bit of consideration to sleep in hidden alleyways than in front of the theater I'm trying to make my way towards.
Please don't get me wrong or anything. I love the homeless. Just, I would love them a little bit more if they weren't in my backyard.
When you see a homeless person, you avert your eyes.
So do I.
It's self-preservation. By avoiding eye contact, by staring at the ground, by quickening our pace, we shield ourselves from the uncomfortable pangs of guilt. If we don't acknowledge the person, we don't have to acknowledge that they are a person, a human being.
Just like us.
A human being who's experiencing an unimaginable amount of suffering.
We tell ourselves the money won't do them any good. What difference does spare change even make? They'll probably just use it for drugs. Anything to suppress the guilt.
But unfortunately, cynical suspicion doesn't absolve us. Avoidance doesn't free us.
Dehumanization doesn't alleviate us from the need for compassion.
We see a first period math test.
We see our friends at lunch. We see the clock strike 3.
You see what I see. When the school bell rings and we pack up our things, do all of us have a place to go home?
I've never seen your home, but you've seen mine. We live the same life, don't we?
I see a key in my front door lock. What do you see? I see snacks in my cupboard.
Is that not what you see? Because I know you too well not to know. I don't see what you see. I don't see you.
I have a physical, tangible home. A home where I eat and I sleep and I bathe. A home where I can relax and feel vulnerable. But I also have hundreds more.
I have a home with those I love who stay by my side. I have a home in memories and feelings of warmth and comfort and safety. But when you struggle to access those things needed to survive, those feelings of safety just seem to slip.
My home is a home because of the people in it. It must be hard to find a home without the safety that goes along with it.
Pansies can withstand the heaviest of snowfalls. Pine trees can survive the harshest of winters, and when all is said and done, they are still beautiful. Through the dark and dreary days, it is still possible to flourish, to grow through the hard times, and thrive on the other side.
Grow through what you go through. Is that what we're supposed to tell ourselves in the thick of it?
How do you keep a positive attitude in such impossible circumstances? Is it hard to not internalize the blame we put on you?
Because this failure isn't even yours, although it is falling on your back. This is a failure of the system. This is a failure of empathy. This is my failure.
So how could that be your fault? How could the titles we've shackled to you be your fault?
How could someone else's inaction be your fault?
Because you have asked and pleaded for our help. So how could it be your fault that we refuse to?
I wish I could change.
I wish I could care.
I do care.
Don't I?
But sorry.
I don't have any spare change.
But sorry.
I'm gonna miss my bus.
But sorry.
I have to look away. I wish I could change. I wish I could care.
Policy. Platform. Change.
Show me your ballot. Show me your platform, your policy, your change. Will you cry in the streets when those words become hollow? Or will you keep your head down? Keep your eyes on the ground and wait for the next one.
Next policy.
Next platform.
Next change.
I know that homelessness is terrible. Our fellow human beings living without a home is so preventable. Clothing, food, water, shelter, and safety is a human right. Point blank, period. So yes, in my backyard.
Yes, because it's all of our backyards.
Yes, because this is our collective problem, and so it's our collective responsibility.
Yes, because we can't be content with children living without a home and disturbed when our own make eye contact with them.
Yes, because we should be uncomfortable when we see someone suffering.
Yes, because our discomfort means that we know our inaction is wrong.
This is a backyard that's broken.
1 in 100 youth in Toronto will experience homelessness in a year.
This is a shelter that is overcrowded and underfunded.
Youth shelters in Toronto are at 97% occupancy.
This is a friend's couch that hides homelessness.
Over 2,000 youth in Toronto on any given night experience homelessness, and many others experience hidden homelessness.
This is a human being.
And yes, they are in our backyard.